minutes, everybody has an agenda. The agenda came off on the latest website site update, so it wasn't there when I opened it up, so Leslie kindly gave me a copy, so thank you. Let's open the meeting, draft minutes of August 29. Need a motion to approve those draft minutes.
Just a quick question, Florida, were you not here with us that time?
No, she was here. She was on Zoom. Did she get left off the minutes?
Here is absent, right? Oh, wait a minute.
Neither is present.
Okay, I'm in the wrong place. That was LD. August 29. Shows her as NDAs. LDC and capital resource, she was at
LDC, she's listed as absent.
Okay, so we'll amend those when we get to those.
I was gonna say, I thought you were with us.
Yes. Okay, so August 29th draft minutes, a motion
With those changes,
for the idea. I'll put
I'll
forward.
mention.
Okay,
With the
changes.
changes.
Those are on the IDA one or the LDC?
The LDC and the capital resource.
Okay, so the IDA is okay.
The IDA is okay.
Okay, so motion for the IDA and second, okay, all in favor? All right, let's move right into the financial treasury report, loan report, deposits and invoices.
Okay, on the treasury report for the IDA, no updates beyond what's there. For IDA, we should start doing a treasurer's report for the Capital Resource Corporation. Just make a note of that. Under the LDC, our loan balances are getting a little low. We have another IRP 2 payment is coming out today, I believe, that's 32,000. Other than that, we're good on all our repayments. Until we get to December, we have one more, that is 3 maybe, but anyway, so that's there on the treasurer's report, but one thing, Lindsay, and I were discussing in regards to our loans is, staff feels that sometimes we get a little bit astray from our mission. And we were wondering if the board would be interested in entertaining a job creation requirement for our loans. You know, either a dollar amount or just that there has to be job creation. You know, with the caveat that under special circumstances that could be waived by the board. But just to make sure that, especially now, if our funding is a little bit tighter, that we're focusing on what we should be, what our core mission is to create jobs and not be an alternative lender. So we've been talking about that, about having a requirement that it is direct job creation as a result of a loan that we make.
Okay, what about retention of employees? I mean, we've done loans based on just the idea that we might lose the jobs that were already provided. So I think if we did it under new jobs and more of the retention of other jobs. Or leave that.
I'll already in our missions, if that doesn't.
Right, but
Yeah, but just
if we're changing it to say that all new loans are gonna be based on new employment, then retention is out.
I think it's too tight.
I think, yeah, here's my counter to that, I don't disagree with you, because I think there's situations where that applies, but if I'm a business owner. And I know that that's a stipulation, I might just say, well, all right, well, I'm gonna go to Otsego County and you're gonna lose the jobs you have, so that's the retention. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree with you, that's a possibility.
Whether it's an empty threat or not, that's what that is.
But these smaller ones we deal with, the chances of them picking up and moving to a half percent to none, but. I mean, if we leave it as an option that we could use, even if it's not clarified, and most of the new loans are based on new employment. As long as we have a chance to say, well, if we don't do this, they're not gonna lose these jobs in business or something.
We figure, and, you know, maybe it's getting too, in the weeds, but if you had, a scoring system, say, you know, it might be an influx of capital to a region, which would also be beneficial, it might be job creation, so is there, you know, a way we could score them somehow and say,
Right, does this automatically lock out sole proprietors, I mean,
right?
and their family members like that, to me doesn't make sense a lot, because.
For family members, if they're not an employee, then that's just free labor.
Well, no, if they are employed, they're still gainfully employed by the business.
If they're being paid.
Oh, yeah, of course, I would think
I
so.
mean, there's a lot of them that say, I'm employed, I'm not paying them nothing, but they're working every day.
Yeah, I understand that.
But, yeah, I don't have a problem with it.
I think it's roughly, I think that we're coming to this, because. I mean, we're not lending small dollars anymore, and these last couple of months, we've been making, you know. Pretty large loans, and those pretty large loans are, you know, sometimes for. An expansion, but also sometimes for the start of it to finish what they've already put in, and. To me, I don't want it to be strictly based on a number, because then it kind of traps us a little bit, but when it comes to certain instances. I'm not gonna make a sole proprietor hire someone just because, that's silly and, you know, not smart, so I think. The idea of it is just to. Targeting the larger loans that we're making and how they're cash flowing and how many employees they do have and how many more that they could have. But then again, we don't wanna get into the fact that, okay, they're borrowing money, but. At the end of the day, they still can't pay their employees what they should be paying them, whether it be, they're not getting enough or, you know,
That's not our fault.
right.
If they decide to pay their employees, our fault, but Glenn, didn't we have it seemed like we had like a rule of thumb. So many jobs per $50,000 unit, it's what we were kind of targeting at, but it was never really written down.
And I mean, if we make it so that it's based on new employee, but we still have the discretion to say, okay, this one's not hiring an employee, but we still think this is a good investment into that business, I'm fine with that.
Well, that's because what I'm worried about is a lot of these businesses on this list come to you with one or two people, and then they become a huge success.
Yeah.
K tooling, for example, that was a kid and his brother for a little while.
Now there's
And now
some
it's-
people working.
Exactly.
Right.
But
The
the
line
same
is
time,
still
Roxbury
announced.
Mountain Maple talks about 3 people. $200,000 for 3 people, I'm like. Right, well, we never had it written down that they had to meet a certain criteria, but we always did have that in mind.
Isn't part of. Just to back up a little, isn't part of the reason we're sitting around this table every month? To go through those and understand and make those types of tough decisions.
Right.
I'd rather leave it as it is, and someone could say, hey, there's no jobs being created, why are we supporting this? Versus tightening it down now, and recognize. There may be a lot of work done prior to getting in front of this committee, I understand that. But I struggle going honestly in both directions, it'd make our jobs easy if we said. Doesn't, you know, have jobs created, we're gonna, get along, I don't think it's that easy though, I don't think that's what we're here.
That's why I think we need to set those guidelines, say, with, they're bringing a service into the community that's not there, right? That's a check. If they're bringing jobs, check, you know, how many checks at the end of the day are they doing in it? You know, if it looks like it makes sense, then.
Right, I mean, right, so what we could just do is make that a area of discussion, where it's not now.
Yeah.
Like, we don't talk about really how many people are getting hired or the potential of it.
Agreed. Yeah, and we absolutely should, there's no question about it.
Can I add,
But retention is part of that as well.
It is.
Can I add to this? You know, for pilot agreements, absolutely, they've gotta be job related. Like, you know, you get a pilot agreement, it's because you know, you are guaranteeing a certain amount of jobs, 100%. In terms of, you know, a business loan for someone who's starting up, to tie that to job creation, I think that's tough because starting up a small business is not easy. Starting up a restaurant is very expensive, right? There's certain businesses that the upfront capital, you know, expenditure is significant. I'm more concerned at looking at their budget and making sure that if we're going to give a significant loan to a business, that it is not their salary. You know what I mean? And they're actually putting it in the business, because I'd rather see storefronts busy and people coming in there spending their dollars and generating money for the county that way, as opposed to paying somebody's salary. That's just me personally. Okay. So I'm not, you know, I'm just, you know, I'm apprehensive in terms of, you know, saying, hey, let's tie these loans that we give out to people to job creation, because that's not necessarily always practical. Like, we're gonna have to pick and choose who we're gonna say, you have to create a job, but you don't, because we know your capital expenditures are X amount. Okay, I think the biggest thing is saying, okay, show us the budget, how the use of funds are going to be spent. And if the use of funds is 60% going to, you know, pay you your salary, business owner, I'm not giving you that loan. Like, you have to have some, you know, skin in the game. Okay, but if, you know, 10% is going to your salary, I could live with that, because 90% is towards building this business that you're opening up for the community, and the community's coming in there, and we're going to have sales tax generation. If it's a bed and breakfast, we're going to have county occupancy tax generation, and that's how we make our money. You know what I mean? I'm just, you know, kind of not in favor of forcing these small businesses to, you know, open up and create jobs, because it's not always practical. Otherwise, they're going to have to ask for more money than they're asking. We're going to run out.
Okay. We, you know, in the business lending committee, we didn't allow a business owner to take a draw in three years, in some cases.
Correct.
Problem with having a hard criteria is that there's not a lot of wiggle.
Right.
Handcuffs.
That's why I'm saying, if it's on an overall scoring model where, you know, we look and see if none of the boxes are checked, then we don't make the loan.
And we have done a retention thing, and look what we did in Positive with integrated wood. We pumped money in there for several years to keep the thing afloat, and what happens? Great, somebody comes in and buys it because it had going business, right, your building's still alive. The same thing with Johnson Roads, we pumped money in there and the guy couldn't beat payroll. And it kept the thing alive long enough for somebody to come in and take it over.
Well, that's why I
So
was talking about
we always
retention.
Yeah,
That's an error.
that's one thing.
We give them a black and white outline to go by. And they would even bring those notes before to us.
Policy, you could live and die with a policy.
Right. Yeah, that's.
Well, let's just say,
I see the concern. I do.
I get it, I
I
feel
get
it.
it.
regarding this, let's say we do put it in. And, you know, there has to be a certain criteria for numbers of jobs. All right, what happens when they don't create the jobs later? Call them the note. What's the downside?
Yeah, what's the?
How do you track them after? All right, send us your payroll information. I mean, it's okay to have it on the apps and, you know, what's your plan, but I don't know, leeway is good probably in this, because there's all kinds of benefits. What money are they pumping back into the community for taxes? What other services are they using? How much, you know, how big of an operation is it? Could be hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, you know, leeway, my opinion, would be best.
And
Go ahead,
one other point is that I mean, that basically locks out all the Main Street retail businesses from coming here, because they're typically one or two people shops.
Well, yeah, so to address that, in the past, we always counted, if it was a new business. We would, and it was owner operated, we count that as a job.
Right, because when I drive through town, I can judge the health of that town by its Main Street.
Not sure.
You know what I mean? Whether real or perceived. You know, you drive through that town, and this is the place where I wanna be, or it's like, this place is a ghost town.
And the other thing we had, remember when they were doing the. People renovating the county nursing home over there. Right, I mean, I think we did a pilot program there among some other things. And one of the things we said was all the workers had to be from Delaware County. Remember, we used to drive through the parking lot, look at all the Jersey plates on the cars of the workers, were like. You know, okay, well, you know, they're building it, it's gonna be nice, okay, you move on.
Is Calhoun yard in Belltown?
Calhoun is in.
Calhoun is some solid.
They just sold their school.
Was that right?
Yeah.
Their old school there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, we've done that a few times at Delaware County.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say this, Glenn, it sounds like.
So-
So you can address this later, that we'd like to leave it as is. And we have to make sure we're doing our work at this table every month to make sure that we're asking the pertinent questions. But I think everyone has said, geez, if we tighten it up too much,
No, not me.
Throwing out some of
Yeah,
that.
so as an alternative to that. What if Lindsay and I came up with a. Simple, because sometimes, you know, varying loans would be of varying complexity, a simple cost benefit analysis that we have them complete. And that would provide that information in terms of, what they are. What the larger benefit is just beyond job creation, and that would just be a criteria that you guys would use when you're approving the loans.
That would help just to what they're seeing the directors of the business, more work to use.
And if another.
No, we're pushing that work onto them.
Yeah, if they can't fill this out, then that's a no-go, because that just
Right, yeah.
proves right then and there that.
Right, but the
Yeah.
whole point is.
So one of the things is, and I know we're in public session, I'm gonna say it, but there is very much a feeling of entitlement. When it comes to our funds,
I agree.
that it's why not me? Why shouldn't I get it? And not necessarily taking it from a, you know, if the community's investing in you, what are you giving back to the community? If your answer is, well, I'm gonna cheat as much as I can on my taxes, I'm not gonna hire anybody, and I'm gonna contest my assessment every year. You know, maybe that's a reason why you're not a good applicant for what we're trying to do.
Right, but part of the idea with this, Lindsay's not doing all the work.
But I think what Lindsay wants to,
Lindsay's frustrated with the way that,
with the way that people approach her.
yeah.
This is my money, why aren't you giving it to me? So we could even, Lindsay, if the CBA was there and said, well, this is the benefit of your project. We give you all this money, the community gets, for every dollar we give you, the community gets 30 cents in return. No, it doesn't make sense. Why are we doing that?
Right, but I think we need to go back to the checklist and say, here's your checklist. You need to do everything on this.
Yeah, this would be added to the checklist.
Right, and if you don't, then I'm not even looking at
Right.
it until I have this.
I agree with Glenn and I think there has to be a benefit to the community, right? Because if they could get the loan at our regular neighboring banks, then they should get the loan at our neighboring banks, right? And so just because we're a nonprofit doesn't mean that we're giving money away. We're doing this for the community, right? So there has to be a benefit to the community. So they have to show not just the benefit to them opening up their business, but what benefit it is to the community. And that should be a definite criteria. I agree. Even if they're not creating jobs, but is it generating more revenue for the community in terms of whether it's county taxes, whether it's sales taxes? What is the benefit to the community? They should be able to answer that question other than benefiting themselves, no?
And we made a bunch of decisions on the benefit of the community, for example, a towing company. That's the only one there,
Right. I just started.
you know, if they go, then that community loses that service completely.
Plus on the application, they're pretty honest. How many jobs are you gonna start, full-time, part-time? It's on the app. And some of them will put down 3 or 4 jobs, or another guy put down 15 jobs and I'm going to.
I think the community benefit is a great, is a great head.
So Glenn, you'll propose then something that?
Yeah, well, so we use that with we have something we can adapt from our pilot application. I mean, that, you filled that out before, it's like 20 pages. We're not gonna give them a 20-page thing, but 1 to 2, I think we could get a sense of what the benefit is.
But I also think we need.
Wish that AI
We're doing that sheet that says you need to provide us with all of this.
Yeah, that'll have to be
And
added to
we're
it.
not doing anything until we have it. Because before Lindsay was getting half the list and then chasing them for the rest.
We're still doing that.
Yeah,
But that's the point. I mean, it's like, we're not even gonna look at it until all this is provided. Because
you
you're
just need
wasting
me
our
the mean
time.
girl, that's really what it's coming down to.
They should be approaching you with a completed detailed.
That, I think our experience is that is not gonna happen, I hate to say it. but
No, yeah, right.
I've only done this for 3 years now, and it has never happened that I'm aware of.
And
Very
especially,
seldom.
majority of our loan customers, given a couple that we've seen in the last year or 2, a majority of them are returning because they know what we can do for them,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, that's where we get pushed over. And that's where I'm trying to draw the line, because realistically, I mean, the numbers are in front of me and you should be able to go to a bank. Or you could be doing these other things to help yourself, so, yeah, we'll come up with something and see what happens.
And the banks haven't helped us either. Yeah, so their easiest thing to do is, go get the cheaper interest.
Right.
Yeah, say it that way.
They send everybody our way.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes. And then they will come back to us and say, oh, well, these people who keep asking for denial, they just come to us at, so we've addressed that issue.
Yeah,
Or like, don't give it to them. Don't go through your process. Like then, they'll get one, they're like. For us, it may even be a decent loan for us to do, but they'll just see them walking through the door, nope, here's Glenn's number, nope, call Lindsay, they don't even.
That's their focus on that.
They don't even look. They don't even look.
Alright, so we'll wrap this up, where you gonna?
Yeah, we'll come up with a CBA, yeah.
You need just a checkbox, name, address, friend of Glenn, check.
Yeah.
I don't have any friends, Mike.
The list is getting shorter.
Oh, every day.
Form and sign it.
But it's not getting short enough quick.
That's what retirement is. Okay,
Yeah, dump it all on Lindsay.
did we get through all the financial?
We didn't do the loan report.
Oh, let's do the loan report.
Yes, so loan report on the IDA, number 4 is, so first let me start. I apologize, Lindsay and I haven't had an opportunity this month to start reaching out to our finding a collections attorney. We do want to do that. We do have some out of county names. Lindsay did bring up a good point when we were talking about this just this week, is it's very easy with our regular attorney right across the street. Communication's much easier, passing documents along is much easier. Our preference is still to try to find somebody, doesn't have to be in Delhi, but as close as possible. Before we jump on down to Binghamton and just get somebody who's gonna be, and maybe that's the wrong, we want somebody who it's gonna be a little bit easier for us to work with, rather than just bam, bam.
There's a new attorney at home, I don't know.
Yeah, so that's the thing, we've gotta reach out to some,
Not in West Street, in Bobsville. Near the lumber yard. Now, I don't know if he's young and new, or he's close to retirement and saying, I came here because I want to relax and
right,
work a little bit, but.
Yeah. So that was my caveat. I haven't made any progress on that. So just on the IDA, number 4, there. It's showing as 2, just got a payment this week. They're down to 1. We're not worried about that. Jumping over to the LD, so I'm gonna skip the other 3 because those are all attorneys. Skipping over to the LDC, 10 is an attorney issue. Number 19, they had to buy a new piece of equipment or something, so they,
Insurance lapsed and,
yeah.
it was just,
They had a cash flow issue, so yes, they're 1 behind, but we were like, yeah, okay, you need to take care of that first. You know, catch up with us, so that's okay, in our opinion. Number 27, yes, he's behind, but he's been paying as he's supposed to for like the last 4 or 5 months now.
those will just get added back to the end.
Yeah, number 28,
Longer term, you think he's solid?
What?
Going back to number 27.
Yeah.
Because I know you had some concerns about.
He's coming along, there's been some changes within the internal business, meaning like, maybe just like an angel gifter or something of that nature, and some, funds for the next batch, so that seems to be going well. He also moved into a new place where his rent was dropped significantly, therefore helping to open some more.
yeah, but I think he's slowly learning how to run a business,
Yeah.
so instead of, him investing everything in his orders up front, then getting paid, he's having them prepay. And be like, okay, sign up for this 6 months, and he has that, and that's just helping with his cash flow. Yeah,
Thank you.
so, yeah, he's learning. Number 28, this is one we're monitoring, we've been in touch with the co-signer on the loan. There are potentially some health issues with the primary, but the co-signer is
aware and has acknowledged, and we've been in discussion.
is aware, and we're probably gonna start taking the funds directly from the co-signer's account rather than the primaries. Number 35, we're following up on this guy, he's, he's tough, he's flaky, we get a payment, he bounces a payment, we get 2, he bounces 1. Ultimately, this is, so it's 2 numbers, it's all 1 loan. 34 is being paid off on time, every time by the guarantor. 35 is supposed to be the primary's responsibility through an agreement they came to. The guarantor knows at the end of the day, there's gonna be a balance left on 35, and that's gonna be his responsibility. But he's trying to get that primary to put in as much as possible before he has to take it all.
Are we charging the fee for bad?
Yep.
How much are we charging?
It's 35.
Should consider bumping that up to 50. Go anywhere else, that's what it's getting to be right now.
Yeah. So that's the story on that one.
They know when they wrote that check, they didn't have the money to cover it.
So they're just over a year away from payoff requirement.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're gonna continue with that, and the guarantor knows, he's a good guy, he's great to work with, he knows he's like, just, I need to get as much I'm like, alright, that's fine, you make yours and.
Okay.
Alright, so, number 42, that's just cash flow typical of the business, for some reason. Hold that, yes.
37 thousand buildings.
37, yes, they sold the building and paid us off. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
yeah,
Which we basically have, Glenn and I have discussed internally, that would be the suggestion for number 20. 8 as well, if it gets to be too far gone. Although we are in second, I believe.
Yes, but we're in second behind less than, is like $70,000.
Yeah.
We're in second behind Wayne Bank.
That's close.
Let's see, so 42, that's just a cash flow issue, we're not concerned, they're not gonna go anywhere. 47, that's an attorney one, 55, that was just a recent, NSF. Tab's been in contact with them, they're gonna make it up. 59, that's an attorney one, 77. This one surprised me, they had been paying on time, we'll reach out to those, but I think we're starting to see a trend here with some of our accounts. Certain types of businesses aren't doing that well again. And I know everybody's saying, oh, we're in an upturn in the economy, you know, those are always bellwether businesses. And when they're struggling, that's, hey, things are not actually going well. So, I think that's just gonna be a concern moving forward.
It seems like when things really do finally make the upturn, the ones that were the weakest just start to drop out. What's with the next guy?
Probably get hammered by wall banger.
Oh, well.
Yes, that doesn't help.
That's what's happening.
What's with 79?
79, this happens periodically, they'll miss a payment or two, then they'll come in with a lump sum.
I know.
Yeah, so it's just, you know, it's not a financial issue, it's just you know,
This was the gas station, right?
He's an excavator guy, earthworm excavation.
excavation and,
Schoolhouse in Downsville.
Yes.
That's not bad.
Oh, this guy's the younger guy.
no,
No, this is
This is
the
senior?
husband.
yeah,
Oh.
this is him and his wife, and they've got,
Oh,
you know, the apartments and the business and everything, and,
I know who they are, I just
Yeah.
thought that was Thomas.
yeah, no, it's the old.
No, it's either a friend of
Yeah.
Glenn, a friend of Chris. You just got a little.
Not my friends, I don't have any.
You know who you're dealing with.
Sounds like you're in the company.
Yeah, so,
It's like simple.
yeah, so 79, you know, my note was, this is typical. 86 and 87, we finally got their account issues straightened out. And they will be returning to payments in October and be moving forward. And that one, we do have first mortgage on one of the real estate pieces, which is for sale.
That would be 86.
Yes, 86. 87 was just a startup and we've got what happens collateral, but that's nearly done anyway. So that's it on the loan report.
Do we need a motion on that? Sorry.
Oh, yeah, for the financials, yeah.
Yeah, it's looking for a motion to approve the financial report for September. Second. Okay, all in favor? Aye. Okay, tourism and ag reports.
So Lindsay, why don't you take that back?
Okay, so ag is busy, I'm prepping for a bunch of things right now, the business plan course that I did last year with Cornell Cooperative Extension will start next Wednesday. And that will be every other week until all the way through December. Another workshop that we're doing, harvesting grants, that's on October 8th, we did that last year, there was a big turnout, we did it again. I am doing a Saturday workshop for aspiring farmers, that's at the 4-H building. And that's just basically me giving a speech on how value-added products are a benefit, and that's just my portion, but realistically, this aspiring farmers is for people who would like to be a farmer, but need the information and resources. So, yeah, that's the next couple months for that, and tourism, Soph's doing a great job, she's been nailing down some budget items and getting things on track, so, she'll have a pretty good report for next month.
Where are you doing the Harvard, the aspiring farmers one?
That's at the 4-H building, but the other two are at CCE in Hamden.
Thank you. Okay, status of sales contracts, one,
Okay, so we have 3 out there, one is for 135 Delaware Ave. I met with, they're still in their due diligence period. I met with them last Friday out at the site, they had a building inspector. A firm out there, 2 people, one was doing structural, one was doing environmental. They were collecting all their information, they recognize they still have, you know, their time frame for their due diligence period. Probably as of today, probably they have like 1 more week. So they'll be back in touch soon. They may ask for a small extension. That'll be up for you guys to decide. But right now, it seems like everything is moving forward with that. One of the other ones is, so is, well, whatever, I guess it is out there, yeah, so 12 Winkler Road, waiting on their, so we've been renting that facility on a lease to own basis, we talked about this. Converting that to a final, sale secured by a mortgage on the building. There was an issue, between the owner and, getting in touch with his attorney. I don't know where that one sits as of right now, but it should be soon. Then our third open contract is down in Walton. And our attorney just reached out again to their attorney this morning for an update, and I haven't heard back yet. But you know, the rumblings you hear on the other side is, you know, that yes, this is definitely happening and we're holding things up, but you know, it's not.
That's not the
It's
reality.
not the case, but yeah,
RS,
yeah. So that's where we are with those 3.
okay. Anything new on the slaughter facility? Did we have any conversation with that since our August meeting?
Yeah, so, they went before the town planning board. For whatever, whenever that last planning board meeting was, and I attended. And I was the only one there representing Tiberio Custom Meats. So, they were there requesting essentially an extension of their site plan approval, which the planning board denied and said, no, go through the process. It's been 18 months or 24. And so that's where that is. And the planning board should be up in the next week or 2, or have you heard anything?
I followed up with him after that meeting and let him know what the outcome was and shared with him, all the required materials he would need to provide to have a complete application, which is planning board's handle things. They don't do anything.
Oh, wow, that was
complete
just
application.
laugh over the head.
But,
Felt that.
They also say no to everything, so.
and he led me to believe that he would be moving in that direction. So.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from him since then.
Yeah, but didn't we give them a time limit?
Yes,
On this, on the property, like separately.
yes,
Review process.
Right.
He literally, I mean, the justification for requesting the extension was that, he just couldn't get a contractor. But he probably had one now.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, lift from the.
No one told me I brought anyone.
Yeah, I only brought that up there because it might be another property that
Right,
If to.
yes. Yeah,
Okay. Project update,
okay, I only have. I guess,
I have one.
alright, you go first.
Okay, the only thing that I have is, this can go under the next line.
No, go ahead, do it.
Alright, so I'm gonna. The WCCRC is putting on a. Jeez.
Western Catskills Community Revitalization Board.
Yes, but they're putting on a workshop for new businesses to, again, get the resources. I am presenting on behalf of economic development and our low interest loan fund. However, I am tweaking that and will send something out before I go as far as supplemental financing and somehow wording that we are the last resort.
okay,
Contingent.
Yeah.
Financing.
That's all I have then.
Okay, so you may recall that we, this is more LDC, but whatever, we can find them all again. So that we applied for a micro enterprise grant on behalf of the county to be funneled through the LDC. So we got feedback on our application. I had to redo a bunch of stuff, resubmit it. And right now, we should be on the agenda for the state board either in October or November. And, you know, they never say what's going on, but the person said, well, there's no reason why we would say no. So, so we should hear on that very shortly. Right at the beginning of the meeting, I was on a conversation for, another project. A grant application we submitted to the state through the CFA process. A summary of that is on your desk. I just handed it out. That includes, this is based around, existing business that's looking to grow. They're in a rental facility right now, they're looking to purchase that from us. At the price approved by the board with us holding paper. They're looking for a grant from the state in support. Most likely gonna get something, probably not the full amount. And then, there's another opportunity we're gonna pursue all the way at the bottom. There's another line, that's a new grant that we're going to apply for on their behalf through the county. to
Would they be
help,
able to do,
with that. That would essentially be used to take out, some of their private financing.
question for you,
Project. Oh, I'm sorry, you don't have this. I'll email it to you.
no problem. Question for you, will they be able to do it without the grant? Cause they say they're looking to apply for a grant to get this going. So if they don't get the grant, will they be able to do the business?
The one from, I'll say this way, the one from Empire State Development, that is probably a legitimate need. The other one would be a little bit of, frosting on top of the cake.
But they'll be able to be operable if they get denied for that second frosting on the cake business. Our loan will be able to help them get the business up and running. We're not wasting our money, right?
No, so, we would not close unless it's a fully funded project.
Okay, that's what I wanna know.
Yeah,
So they have to decide if they don't get the second funding, whether they're gonna add more or
right.
try to increase bank financing or.
Yeah, so if they don't get the second grant, most likely what'll happen is they won't do the solar portion of the project. But that is actually, sometimes the stuff is added as a feel good stuff, sometimes not. Their electric bill is like $2,500 a month. So, and the solar project would run their operations entirely off of solar power. So it is, financially, it is a good payback.
$30,000 a year they'd be saved.
Yes, yeah,
Right, but in the governor's eyes, which she's pushing, they're gonna push that they get this grant, they want everybody solar.
well, that's why we included it in there, yeah.
You know, so, yeah, but the argument of the second one, will it go through or not? If they play their card right, the governor's gonna push to make sure, or staff is gonna say, the
Well,
governor
this-
can't do this.
Well, the second one would be through OCR, which is dealing with federal one.
Well,
So that's where we'll probably stay a little bit quieter on the solar component.
yeah.
And focus on the job creation and the equipment purchases,
Yeah,
and not so much on the other. Yeah,
okay,
but I've already talked to that rep, cause she's the same one who handles our micro, and she's very much on board with it.
okay, good.
So Glenn, I might ask this already with me, but, are there still two owners or are there four owners?
Two.
Okay.
Yes.
So the other two were bought out.
That's winding its way to closure. I don't know that it's fully complete yet.
But it doesn't work.
Yes. Yeah, and then, oh, lastly. I don't know, maybe this is an executive session item, the one I threw on your desk this morning. And Florida,
Yeah.
yeah, I did add something to the board documents, under Walgreens.
Okay,
If it's
the
a
Wal-
folder. It's a folder under the Google Drive for this meeting. I just added it this morning because it just came in last night.
You wanna do that now?
Yeah,
Okay, I need a motion to go into executive session,
Second.
no action to be taken. Second, first, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. And Glenn, all yours?
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
sorry,
sorry.
yeah.
Um. to-
yeah, so we have the resolution regarding Wall.
Yes,
Right.
so I'd like to have a motion, to deny Walgreens' request for a pilot agreement to support the retention of Walgreens at the Sydney and Delhi locations.
I will make a motion to grant.
Second, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. A motion with regards to Roxbury Mountain View.
I will make that motion.
Oh, that's under LDC.
Oh, sorry.
Wrong group.
Wrong group.
But we are ready to adjourn.
Yes, a motion to adjourn the IDA section of our meeting.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, LDC. The minutes from August
So moved.
as amended,
I would like to amend those to include Florida, who was.
Oh, that's right, she wasn't listed on it.
and the second for that. Okay. In favor?
Aye.
Thanks. Financials we've done, I'd like a motion to approve the financials for the LDC.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, and second,
second.
Oh, all right, second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Gotta stay away from like the engines.
Okay, other old new business, now we'll do the motion for the Roxbury Mountain Maple.
Okay, I will make a motion to, loan amount subject to the total of the grant money been received. With the conditions that the grant money paid directly to us. And we paid the distributor the cost of the equipment they're purchasing.
We have a second for that motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Other older new business, LDCs.
Did we have anything else, Liz? I think so. Okay. No,
Looking for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
In a second. All in favor?
Calendar item, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Evidently, Aiden Minerals and Mining over at Johnson Roads is holding an open house. On, looks like. Saturday, was it November 7th? Is that a Saturday? I'm gonna look at your calendar. From 9 to 3, and the next day, November 8th at 9, from 9 AM to 1 AM.
17th Friday.
17th is Friday.
Right,
Friday?
so.
Good.
I'm sure that in addition to all kinds of stone, there will probably be refreshments of some kind. But that thing is going gangbusters,
Is it?
and I hope to go over to see it.
Stands
All
all, haven't been
down,
out there.
everything's. Yeah, until it's
Packed
packed
of
full.
stone.
It's outstanding, and that's,
What's still on?
that's one we ought to be marketing, but.
Also, yeah, one other calendar item is, the groundbreaking on DBH.
You put me right on the spot.
Is October 22nd. I believe our chairman is attending on our behalf.
Yes, I plan to
October
do,
22nd?
still checking my,
Yes.
my schedule, but, God,
Make sure I have no vacations lined up,
Well, wait a minute, now that could be deer season.
it's deer season.
So, I don't know, that can help over them out.
sorry, go back to.
You love
I
that.
plan on attending right now. Should we have our Walton contingent there as well?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
I
I don't
plan on being.
Okay, good.
Did
You're
not
you're already
know
lined
about
up.
it. No, I didn't know about it.
Okay.
There's a rumor abounding that the Walgreens in Hancock may leave.
It's gone.
And,
They
if they do, like,
I think we should
we're standing in line, like, get the building for a clinic plus pharmacy for DVH right in Hancock, so I was like, yeah.
Come see us.
What was the plan? Cause I mean, a lot of hospitals have their.
Right, TBH had them.
A lot of times they're not retail,
They're retail.
Yeah, they're right next to the physical.
And then the
Okay, just saying.
walk-in clinic is just go gangbusters.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Great. Okay, let's open the meeting for the Delaware County Capital Resource Corporation. Looking for approval of the minutes from August of 2025.
same amendment, but
As
As amended. Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Old new business.
Oh, so, yeah, we got our fee deposit, we've got the account set up, that's it.
Is the bond officially issued now?
Yes.
It's on the market.
It was private case.
Private place.
Yeah.
I like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't hear it.
Yeah, that's it, no, nothing new there.
The higher the interest rate goes, the more private area.
That's it. Anything else with Capital Resource Corporation? Like a motion to adjourn that to the
Make
CRC motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Glenn, I just have one question that I was going to ask earlier, and got the funding for the asbestos abatement, sorry. You mentioned earlier the funds are starting to get a little tight. Are we okay? with
No,
that? It's a
our
different bucket.
lengthy, different bucket.
They can bucket, I understand, I just wanna make sure everybody's clear that the funding for that
Is
is just significant.
in place.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we have to have a sewer club meeting or? Oh,
Nope.
No, everything's working.
Well,
Yeah.
mostly.
okay.
Any
I can
other-
add that to the agenda too, if we
Yeah,
want.
cause we haven't seen the P and L, was the P and L in here, Glenn, this time?
No, it
We've
was
seen
not.
everybody, I know.
No,
Can we see the P and L for October, just to?
yes.
On track. Okay, I'm looking for a motion to adjourn
During what?
the entire meeting.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I'll second. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Florida.
Have a good weekend, everyone.